Yo,
What you say?
I blame y'all.
Who's y'all? Because I was definitely
Right, who's
doing the Lord's
y'all?
work.
Man.
I was definitely doing the Lord's work for you. So you need to stop that right now. You need to stop that right now. You need
I
to
feel
fix
like
the
Josie was
face.
our mom because we definitely don't know how to
Nah.
act.
Right. Right when me and Kayla was acting,
Because when me and
Josie was
Kayla and
just
Justin
in there
would come in a
shaking her head.
room, I had to hide my face. I was like, Lord, these two again. These two again.
No, because me and Justin was not moving rooms. Like
They
it,
would
like
I
celebrate.
really wasn't. I spent the
You guys
entire
would
time
celebrate, and I would have to be like this.
I'm sorry. No, I wasn't like the thing about I wasn't celebrating. I was laughing because I
I
laugh
was
anything.
celebrating.
No, there was
So I
one
thought
time
it
you
was
guys were
funny.
both celebrating, and then I
I
put
was
myself on
celebrating
mute,
because
and
she
I did
shot and
this.
she missed, and then I got the next HOH. So that's why I was celebrating.
But y'all already know. Every time I look at Justin, I laugh. No offense.
Honestly, same. I can't
Oh my
blame you.
god, Justin always makes me laugh.
Me and
It's
Kayla
so
just
funny.
laugh at anything.
Right. That's why, like,
Anyways,
I'm way
I
too
will.
goofy for
Oh,
shit
we're
like
live
this.
on YouTube. Let me say something quickly.
Hi, YouTube.
For the audience,
Where's
you guys cannot
Samantha?
stand in my face on the Twitter, on the TL. I don't give a fuck. You guys can say that me, Justin, and Kayla played a friendship game because we did not play the same game. I went against them several times. Several
sure
times.
did.
She sure did.
And yet we still had each other's backs. So I don't want to hear no TL talking about some me, Justin, Kayla nonsense because we were never together from jump. I need to relax
Oh, and
that.
Josie, apparently you carried me and Kayla.
I mean,
Hey, Sammy, I
Josie,
love you.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Josie was why we
Josie's
stopped
sick.
targeting y'all.
That
I mean, but I
is
wouldn't say
I
she carried
mean,
us.
well,
No,
I
I
mean,
wouldn't say
also
carried
like
because you won the first comp.
maybe a little.
But in the social aspect, Josie did a lot for y'all.
Well, I
y'all
would
didn't
say
vote for us.
I would say for in y'all case, like towards y'all, yeah.
100%.
But everyone else,
No.
I definitely made my rounds.
Yep,
That's right.
Zoom,
That
I
is
was
correct.
definitely present pregame
That
and
was
DM.
correct.
So yeah,
That is
for
correct.
you guys, yes. Only because Iman would say one thing and then do another, so it was kind of weird. But I love that
okay,
Iman.
no.
Iman, I
Yes,
love that
God.
you did DM me though. I love that you did DM me, and I was willing to work with you. I was.
I like honestly, I just felt like in the beginning, like you were gonna nominate me and Rayshawn.
Yep.
So that's like why we put So I feel like you did the same too. So
No, I know, but then that's when we were supposed to work together. Remember?
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
but at that point we
And-
had like too many deals with people like with that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
Sick.
Anyways, Pranav, let's get the gig Yana started.
All right, give me one
I
second.
have work.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna mute everyone. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started with the jury. So we're gonna start with the first person who was evicted all the way to the most recent. You guys will ask a question, and both will answer. You can one question only. It could be to one person or the other person, or it could be both. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started with Zach. So I'm going to ask Zach to unmute and go ahead and ask your question.
Well, first I want to say congratulations to both of the final two. I'm very tired right now because I've been in here for hours. So what I would like to ask is to both the final two is what do you think your biggest struggle was that you had to like overcome to make it to this point?
Who wants to go first? I could go. Okay, so I'm gonna go. So me and Iman, we knew that we had a bunch of targets on our back. Like even before Mikey dropped, it was like me and Justin weren't friends anymore. We didn't talk. I didn't talk to Kayla. Me and Josie still had the mutual. We still felt okay with each other. I still call her my friend and I still love her. And so even when it came to pregame, it was we were gonna nominate Justin and Kayla, and the renom was gonna be Mikey, but then he dropped, so we switched it to Nick. And so we struggled trying to get that trio and us to not target each other, because if it was like that the whole season, we would have lost. We both would have lost.
and I do want to add, like, me and Rayshawn came in as the only like winners. Like, we already had won like a previous season, and I feel like, especially in like Locked In, I was heavily targeted for that reason, and I felt like I had to like downplay that, and so like if you were like looking at that and you were paying attention, like that was a hard thing to overcome or whatever. Yeah, I won. I'm not supposed to say, but me and Rayshawn have both won. Like my name's in the bio, so.
Oh,
Do you have
Oh.
a question for Sammy?
do I get to answer the same? Wait, well, can you repeat the question? Sorry.
I can do it. So what is something that you struggled with?
Oh, so
Yeah.
okay. Okay, so I think the first one was I was a little paranoid that you guys would look through Nikki's Twitter because we had a photo up together because we're IRLs. I was just hanging out with her yesterday, actually. And I was scared that you'd see that and then I would automatically be like, oh, we need to target them ASAP because they're IRLs. And so I struggled with trying to get through that nervousness. And another thing I struggled with, I guess, was trying to navigate the game with like the reputation, I guess, of being a good comp beast and also being in the minority of every single vote. I felt like Iman and Rishon like DM more people than I did and had better bonds. So I was kind of like on the outs here a little bit. So I think that's something else I struggled with socially. And being able to talk to people like is something I also really struggled with. So yeah.
All right. Do you have any more questions, Zach?
No, that was all.
All right. Next up. So Zach, whenever you're ready, send me your vote on who you want to win. All right. So next up is Nikki. Nikki, you don't have any questions? Do you have any comments that you want to say to any of these guys?
Nikki.
Hello.
Are you gonna speak?
Nikki is so.
Okay. She said, I love my besties. She's eating right now. All right, thank you, Nikki. We're going to go ahead and move on to our next person. So Steve it can't make it because he has to work, but he already voted. So we're going to move on to Nick. So Nick, I'm going to mute you.
Okay, congratulations to the both of you. Iman and Rishon, what was like your biggest move that you did like individually? Like, yeah, that is the question.
So like, what did we do on our own?
Yeah,
I
Is that for
mean,
me too? Or no?
I mean you can answer it too, Sammy.
we really can't say anything's our own because we had to vote the same. It's not like I had something and she had something.
Yeah.
But I did.
I mean, I will say, like, I did DM a lot of people, and I came in trying to maintain like relationships with people like Anthony, Noel, and like Vicky, and like Nick. Obviously you, but I found out pretty early that you voted us out, and then like you were kind of targeting us. So that kind of switched, but I would say like my social connections a little bit because we only ever got nominated once, and that was week 2.
I mean, I could say one of my biggest moves was it's kind of what Iman. Okay, so when it came to comps, we mutually agreed on everything. We talked it out. There was not a moment in time that we did not think the same. We discussed it. Every move we made was coordinated. But I went around to the same people. She said, okay, I feel good with this. I talked to this person. I would go right back to them. Like I did this with Noel. I was like, oh yeah, Iman talked very highly of you. Like I really exaggerated a lot of the parts that she said. She did say that Noel was high on our list and that for first noms, he was not allowed to be touched. But I took it to the extreme by saying they're at the top just because it was that 2-person vote and I did not want that to be on me and Iman because we were a duo. So anything Iman told me, I went back around and doubled it up.
Okay.
All right. Is that it for Nick?
Oh, Sammy, what did you do like on your own that wasn't like with Iman and Rashawn?
So I was winning all of the comps in the beginning. So I had to take the burden of nominating pretty much every single person in jury. And so I had to take that burden, which I think was a very individual type of guilt here. And then individual, yeah, I feel like that's it. Like, I didn't really do much on my own, so it wasn't like I was doing anything individually. It was like that I was just not doing it with them whenever they were making connections or whatever. So yeah.
Alright, thank you.
All right, thank you. Let's take a look who's next. So Vicky is not here and didn't vote at all, so her vote will be voided because she didn't even vote. Anthony already voted, but Anthony, do you have any questions or anything?
My question for Rayshawn. So Rayshawn, do you think like you controlled like Amon when it came to like votes or like anything in general?
I don't feel like I controlled her because when it was her comp win, she kind of did what she wanted and she took more of a hold. Like when it came down to Nick, I did not want him in the game. Like I didn't trust him. I didn't have a really good relationship with him in games. Like the last game, I got him put up week 1 because I snitched on him in his 9-person alliance. And so Iman kind of stopped me on that. But then until she heard that Nick was talking about us, she was like, okay, well then we might as well do it because now he wants to shoot the gun. We might as well get to him first. So there was a lot of people that I wanted to target and she said no to, and we didn't do it.
Okay, Anthony, do you have any other questions?
No, that's it. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, next up we have Kayla. So Kayla, I'm gonna unmute.
Hi, congrats to the people that are in final 2. Sorry, I'm tired. Okay, I guess my question is, because honestly, I feel like I was fucked from the beginning because of what happened on the TL. Like, I think that no matter what I did or say, I feel like I was going to be targeted by you guys, all 3 of you. So if the drama didn't happen, would me and Justin still be like those targets? Like, I'm asking, was the beef the reason why we were targeted?
Yeah, because I didn't feel safe that we could make a connection.
Yeah, I said it on Zoom.
I mean, for me, like, I had to do whatever I had to do, like, to protect Rashawn also. And because of that beef and everything, like, it did kind of, like, strain our relationship with you guys in the game. So I feel like if it didn't happen, there was probably a bigger chance that we would have worked together, especially you and me, Kayla, because we usually always work together in games. But yeah, that was probably my favorite thing.
Okay. Sammy, same thing.
Well, kind of. I mean, I guess, like, for me, we just, like, we broke the mutual because of choke zone, chill zone, I'm pretty sure. And so I was like, I already knew kind of what your playing style was like. And I remember I got burned by you in that game. So I kind of was already like whenever I get burned by people in games, like, I'll, like, remember it. And so I'm like,
well, you said you were coming for me, so I had to get you out. And I
but
did.
then you literally went right to my DMs, like, right after Nico found the screenshots, and you were like, I was like, oh my god, it's so, like, I didn't mean to say that. And then you were like, oh my god, it's totally fine. I would never nominate you. So I already knew that, like, you were, like, kind of a liar. So I think
a liar? I wouldn't say that. No, but I'm gonna be honest. Oh, sorry. Are you guys done?
Well, okay, wait. And then but I feel like it would have just been, like, more you. I would have been like, about, but I think the beef definitely enhanced that feeling. But yeah, okay.
I will say, me targeting you guys was not about the beef. It was definitely because I play with all 3 of you and I know how you guys play. And I'm like, Amon can win, Rayshawn can fucking win. And I was like, Sammy can too, and Sammy's very sweet. And I know how you are in DMs. And I was like, they gotta go. So I just want you guys to know it was not about the beef, 100%. My gameplay was not about the beef. So that's what I want to say. But congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry. Can I go mute?
Hey, yeah. Thank you, Kayla. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to Noel.
Okay. Well, congrats, Final Two, for making Final Two. For a game that has to do a lot with jury management, do you feel like you guys had a good amount of jury management skills in order for all of us to vote for you, or for you to win? That's for both of you. Do you feel like you guys played a good jury management game?
Okay, I can go first. So I feel like no, but I think it's because I'm really awful at communicating with people. I mean, you know that because I didn't DM like 75% of you before the game started. And I'm much more of like a face-to-face like kind of person. But then also like not really, because I think I'm really scared to say what I want to do like to the person. Like I'd rather be like cutthroat and just have them surprised there, because it's easier for me, I guess, to deal with it. And I think that just stems from like my social like anxiety a little bit. It's just a little, so I feel like that adds to my bad jury management, because then people think I don't care about them. But it's like I don't have like the heart to explain like why I'm gonna do this over like a Zoom game, like because I'm just like it's not that serious, I guess, which is my justification. But I don't want to deal with like them getting their feelings hurt or something over it, especially like random strangers I don't really know. So I do the bad on that part. I know that for sure.
Well, with me, like I definitely feel me and Rayshawn could have done better, because in a lot of cases, they didn't really see, like with me, same with like Sammy, I'm like scared to say stuff on Zoom like face to face, because it's like I don't want to hurt you, and like I don't want to like get into like a fight or whatever or anything like that. And it's just like easier to just do it right there and just avoid like talking. But like, so I definitely think in some situations we could have DM'd people like Vicky. We could have definitely gone about that game relationship a little better. But I do think in some cases we did do a little good. But I definitely think we could have done better. Like we got into a lot of fights with people, so not a lot.
Yeah, so that's what I was about to talk about. But with me, is that I'm the type of player where I have to talk. I cannot shut my mouth. I have to express how I'm feeling, what I'm thinking, what I'm going to do. You could read it on my face. You could read it on just how I talk. And so if I'm not keeping you around, I'm just going to tell you, and that could give people a bad taste in their mouth. But it's just how I am. I get very, very quick tempered. And it's just, I kind of play with the strategy is I'm not going to really have to lie to your face. Now, this game, I feel like I did do a lot of lying, but I never promised people like, I'm going to take you to final two, because our game started working so well where I didn't expect me and Iman to be this far. I didn't expect us to be with Sammy or with Seda. I expected one of us to fall so my other connections could come arise, and it never happened. So I feel like that was really my strain.
No.
Any other questions?
No.
Okay, thank you. All right, next up, we're gonna go ahead with Justin. So I'm gonna unmute Justin.
I love you, Pranav.
Me too. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and move on to Seda.
I'm so sleepy. But congrats to the final two. I'm proud of all of you guys. I think you guys did amazing. I guess my question was, I was a bit confused about your games, both of you guys, in the beginning. So I would like to know a little bit more about what pre-gaming you did, and then also your logic behind your first couple of moves. Because if it was, if you guys had like a target in mind, you guys really didn't start targeting them like really late in the game. So I would like to hear like why.
Okay. I guess we could go first.
Yeah.
So your question's like about pregame and at the beginning, what were we doing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So week one, when Pranav introduced the first nominee twist, we took it upon ourselves we have no reason to vote anybody else. So we're just going to have to do Justin and Caleb because they probably have no reason to do anyone else. And they're probably just going to do us. So we're just going to return it to the sender. I didn't campaign to that to nobody. I didn't even say their names. I said, I have people that I'm going to vote for, and that's who I'm going to vote for. And then 2, we got exposed. I never really pushed for their name. It was just what I personally was going to do. And we literally were talking to Steve. We were talking to everybody on the outside that wasn't a part of like the 2 friend groups, because some of people were never played before, or this was their first game. So we talked to Steve real heavily. We talked to Noel real heavily. So we got them to try to flip their votes. And when we got Nikki to say Steve to expose, it got all the people in the middle that were voting me and Amon and Sammy at first to target each other. And it gave us a lot of power to who we wanted up.
And I do want to say, like, pre-game, we had alliances with people like Zach and Anthony, Noel, Vicky, obviously Sammy and Nikki. We kind of built on those connections, and then when the game started, we made an alliance with Rosie and Claudia and like Sammy, and that was kind of our main allegiance throughout the game, and that's like kind of, yeah, that's how we.
I think my
Okay.
the
Sorry.
question, like the initial noms were more towards you, Sammy. I really didn't understand, like especially that first nom you made.
Yeah. Okay, so pre-gaming, I didn't really do a lot of that. Like, I make it pretty clear. Like, you were probably one of the only people that I actually did talk to a little bit, and I talked to Steve a little bit. But so for the first week when he announced the twist, and then my IRL was put on the block, I was like, okay, I think I have 2 options right now. I can go for a target that, like, I can put up a really big target that I think would stay against Nikki and just pray that I win veto and then hopefully take Nikki off the block. But then that's like a 50-50 shot of like her staying on and getting evicted. So my other option was put someone who's like not really well known, like someone Nikki can actually like stay against, and hopefully that if they are the final nominees, it's like an extra chance for Nikki to stay, because my whole week was based around her staying, which was already a disadvantage in my game a little bit, because to having to deal with like the first HOH and then also trying to like get my ally, I guess, like off the block, it was already hard enough, and it didn't even feel like an HOH. It was more strategizing around that. So I obviously made the second decision. I was like, okay, I'll put up someone like that's kind of new to these games and just see like what happens. So then I was like, so then I won the veto, obviously. And then I put up Justin, obviously, because then I was like, okay, this was going to be my big target if I decided to go the first option with the more risk. And so then I was like, we can just see what happens. And then that's what happened with Zach.
Well, that's it for me. Congrats to all of you and good luck.
All right. Thank you. And finally, last but not least, Josie Ann. Here we go.
So I'm going to address the audience and the stream and the jury members first. I will ask my question and then I will make a statement. For the audience who is watching on YouTube, I would like you to screen record my statement, but not my question, because I couldn't care less about my question being screen recorded, but it serves a higher purpose. So my question is to both of you. I would simply like a yes or no question answer. I don't want to hear fluff. I cannot give a fuck. It is for whatever in the morning. So you guys can just answer that. So I'm going to start with Iman and Rayshawn. It's just a yes or no question. And you're going to get the same answer question, Sammy. Had I been in final 2 against you, do you think you would have won?
I don't know.
It's a yes or no question.
No, I don't. No, I think we made a lot of people bitter. So maybe no.
Well, it would
okay. Thank you, Sammy. Same question, yes or no?
I think you would beat me for sure.
Okay. Thank you. That's all I wanted to hear for that. And for my statement, coming into this game, I was friends with Justin and Kayla. And even to some extent, we were a part of the cards, which weren't really a thing. No one gave a fuck about the cards in our group, but people made it a thing on the TL. And coming into this game, Kayla had said that Iman reached out to her about putting their beef behind and playing this game fresh. I did not get a message from Rayshawn, Iman, or Sammy at all. And I'm not mad at it because I didn't message them, but I felt like they had a lot more animosity towards me for some strange reason than vice versa. But it doesn't matter because communication goes both ways. So coming into this game, not to toot my own horn, I think I felt I was in probably one of the best positions in the game. I had 2 alliances, 2 within 2. Kayla and Justin and were my 3. Me and Nick, I cared for Nick a lot. Zach, I had really good intentions for him going into the game because he was Josie's RL, and I can keep going on everyone else. Obviously, Seda, my black sister, period. Cool. I did not have to go out of my way in this game to work with Rayshawn, Iman, or Sammy at all. I had no reason to, other than simply for the fact to prove to them that, first of all, me, Justin, and Kayla are not a group. We never were a group. We were not a clique, first. And second of all, that because you have beef on the TL, even though I wasn't a part of it, but you guys decided to put cards in your names and make fun of our group for no reason, I literally did not have to go out of my way to try to build a friendship with you guys at all. And when I woke up before the game, I told myself, instead of targeting Rayshawn and Iman, I would rather work for us to kind of say that even though people have stupid beef on the TL for no reason, where Twitter is usually a place where people who have the same interests come together, we can work through stupid things regardless of age, religion, sex, orientation, whatever. And so I played this game that way. I burned a lot more friendships that I was close with to simply prove a point, and at the end to realize that I felt used, and some of my game in accomplishing some of your games was not acknowledged at all. So with that, I personally am very hurt that, first of all, when I was asking for votes, someone decided to try to make an excuse for every time I was loyal for them, even though they didn't have to. And honestly, I think also this person had the harder uphill battle to beat. So with that, I feel very annoyed and used and frustrated. And yet you want to call me, Justin, Kayla, a group, yet all 3 of you have the same wave emojis, and no one has, outside of any of our group, has said anything about that. Not any single one of us has said anything about that, because we know how to separate game and the TL and the real life together. So in the words of Iko Wong, your game cannot match up to mine, and I wish you guys a good night. I'm voting for Sammy.
Girl, that's fine because I told Iman and Sammy I wasn't putting you up anyway.
All right. So thank you. So I'm gonna unmute you guys. Now you guys will have a chance to do final speeches before everyone else votes, because I still need some votes. So whoever wants to go first can go for it.
Okay, I can go.
Okay.
So I think I always fault at talking because explaining my game is hard and I don't really have that good of short-term memory, but I think I played a good game. I think I deserve to win. As much as I love Rayshawn and Iman, I think I do have the potential to be a winner, and going into this I did not have that confidence, but I think kind of thinking back on it, I'm like, okay, yeah, like I made moves. I guess not moves because I nominated every single person. That's terrible. And I was able to come out and play with my IRL or introduce her to these Big Brother games, and then also like win a bunch of comps. It was fun and I had a good time in the process. So I don't know. I think I do, like, I'm not gonna be like some like bitter, like I'm not gonna be an undeserving winner. So if you do vote me And I mean, I literally got evicted and then came back. So that's pretty cool. You can have an evicted winner. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. Sorry.
Okay, for us, me and Iman are obviously two people, and when you play a game with somebody else instead of you playing as your own individual, it creates a target on your back because that's two different people talking to at the same time. So we're able to make more connections. And I always push that we were separated. So we were talking to different people, getting our info and just what we are thinking out there to more people at once. So we try to stay separated at most of the times. And I mainly stayed with Sammy because I was closer with her than Iman is. So Iman built it up. And then I was just talking to our main core alliance, which was Sammy, Seda, and then we had one with Josie as well with Sammy. So it was those people I was talking to, and Iman was doing the rest. And so we kind of spread out our work really, really evenly. And it showed because we were not voted once as a house nom, even though we were a duo. I won season 2, Iman won a season. Most of y'all might have not known that, but like Nick knew that, Sammy knew that we won. There was people that knew that we won and could have taken advantage of that, but I don't think they did. I don't know what Nick really said about me or Iman, so I can't speak on that. But, and then when Sammy did get evicted, we put up Sammy to get power for us in our group. We didn't know that it was going to be a battle back, but we knew that Sammy was getting dragged by everyone. Honestly, that's what we thought. Because even if they told us a different name, if we put them up and backstab them, they would come out our number one. So we put up Sammy so she could drag whoever that we say.
Yeah, I just wanna like add, like we came in as a duo, like that's a huge target on our backs because that's just like multiplying like relationships that we have with other players. And like we came in again as like the only winners. And I do think like us being nominated only once throughout the entire game, like yes, Sammy did win like the first couple of HOHs or whatever. But I do want to say like I did win like the HOH and I eliminated like everyone and I still never got nominated until after, like at all after that. And I do think like I just want to say like yes, like the beef. I didn't really have a lot to do with the beef, but I was literally just protecting Rayshawn as much as I could. And at that point, like when you have beef, like it's hard to like, you know, with other people that we've never like fought with or anything like that, it's hard to like, you know, yes, I was gonna push aside that, but when it came to the voting stuff, we didn't have any other reason to vote anyone else at that point because we had already had alliances with other people and talked to other people. Yes, we made it the start because of help from other people, including Josie and like anyone who kept us during that 6-3 vote or whatever. And they did help us a lot with gaining numbers, especially being in the minority in the beginning. But I do want to say that I think we did play pretty good. And if we burned our relationship with you, I apologize. We should have gone about it like a little better. But yeah, that's all I have to say.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Okay. Wait, I want to add something. So I just kind of want to reiterate the fact that like I kind of had an uphill battle coming in and I was targeted like so heavily in the beginning. Everyone was writing down my name for that thing. I was actually a nominee. I had to win POV and take myself off and for the house vote. And so I think being heavily targeted and then also being nominated, I also put myself in such a vulnerable position that I asked to be evicted just so that we could have the upper hand in picking who goes. And it ended up working into my favor because there was a battle back anyway. And so I was willing to take those risks to like, I guess, move up the mountain a little bit more. Like, I don't know, like, you know, how when you're rock climbing and you do like a risky move, like that was like that, so that I like got up or whatever, like higher. And it ended up working out for me. So that's like my biggest thing is I just want to say that like the odds were really stacked against me, but I did come out and I got to final 2 and it like worked out. And I also want to apologize to everyone that I feel like might have been hurt by me in this process. and that seriously playing this game was super, super fun. And I had a lot of fun playing with you guys.
Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you, Sammy. We're waiting on one more vote. But while we're waiting, there are some awards. These are like unofficial awards, obviously, but if you play for 8 hours straight, this could be literally like so tiring. And I understand. So we have to give some credit where it belongs. So production and I have determined 3 different awards. Then we have Twitter's favorite player and then the overall winner. So the first one is the most robbed person for early boot. And we decided to give that to Nikki because we knew that she had a lot of potential to make it far into this game, but she was voted out early. Our second award goes to the most robbed for late boot people. And we decided to give this to 2 people, Kayla and Noelle, because that twist was good, but it was really fat. And Kayla and Noelle both had a lot of potential to make it far into this game. And you guys were also our favorites. So love you for that. And our next one is production's favorite player. Also my personal favorite player. We determined this like an hour ago, okay? So we already know who our winners are. So for this one, we knew that she had to be our favorite player. It was Josie Ann. She played such a great game from the start. She played a lot of different people and she was in a very good spot. She was aligned with a lot of people and we were like, oh, she's gonna make it. She's gonna get far. It was unfortunate. I really do think a twist may have screwed her over, you know, because of like the numbers and allies she could have gotten, but she is very worthy of that. And she's a great player and she will definitely go down in BBO history. So love you for that, Josie Ann. And the speech that you also said was very well said. So yeah, you're amazing. And we also have Twitter's favorite player. So let me get the stats out for this. We had like 200 votes, I think. So let me check. Okay, perfect. So with 180 votes, that's like who the first place got. Then we had 50 votes and then we had 45 votes. So our top 3 players were Nikki, Kayla, and Sammy. And I can now reveal with 180 votes, Nikki, you're Twitter's favorite player. So congrats, Nikki. You are Twitter's favorite player. And I think we're just waiting for one more vote. Okay, perfect. I have all the votes, so it's now time to announce who is the winner for this game. So let's get started and let's read these votes. So Steve has voted for Rayshawn and Iman to win. Congratulations. Nick has voted for Rayshawn and Iman to win. Zach has voted for Sammy to win. Nikki has voted for Sammy to win. It is now 2-2. We still have 6 more votes left. Anthony has voted for Sammy to win. Kayla has voted for Sammy to win. Noelle has voted for Sammy to win. Justin, Seda, and Josie Ann all voted for Sammy to win. So Sammy, congratulations. You are the winner for this season's BBO game of Holly Jolly Secrets. So congratulations. I'm going to now unmute everyone. So give me one sec. I'm going to ask everyone to unmute and you guys can talk about game.
LDM got another winner.
Congrats. Oh my God.
Congrats.
Oh my gosh, thank you guys so much for voting me. That means
Congrats,
a lot.
bestie.
I've never won a game before, ever.
This is
So this is so nice.
so glad.
That's kind of
to
sick.
bro.
Join the winner's circle.
No,
We
she
ate.
got in there.
Oh my gosh. Now Sammy's name gets to be next to ours, guys.
Oh my God.
I get to finally
Another
be the
woman.
bottom.
My name's still not up because
Because
Pranav
you
is
keep
one.
saying it.
well, Pranav just needs to put it out.
But what? Oh yeah, the episode. Yeah, it's winter break, so I'll have time to edit the episodes. Luckily, so you're fine. Well, it'll come out maybe like next week or something. So yeah.
Thanks for having me, Pranav. I had a lot
Yeah,
of fun.
hope you guys had fun. These games are super tiring and like mentally draining, but hopefully it's worth it to the winners and those who made it far, like Seda, Josie Ann, Justin. You guys all had great games, and I think this was a very cute cast. So yeah. If you guys have anything to say, you can. You guys can talk. Otherwise, I just might end this YouTube stream. If you guys want
Yeah,
me
I'm leaving. Bye.
So tired. She wanted
she probably needs to sleep or something.
Yeah.
I
No,
just
thank you for letting me be jury mode.
me saying that I was confident in my game that I could give votes against Josie wasn't disrespecting her game. It was me and Iman really didn't talk to a lot of people. We stuck to our alliance. Josie kind of talked to a lot of people. So y'all could have saw that as she was put too many hands and too many chips or whatever you call that saying. And we would have had Sammy, we would have had Nikki. I feel like we would have had Seda because I really was close with Seda. Iman's really close with Nick, and then maybe Noel. So it gave us a really, really good chance. And then I talked to Vicky. Me and Anthony like knew each other and were close before. And then Vicky and then Iman worked together in a game. So, and then Steve, like I talked to him, I defended him against Mikey, and me and him like talked probably the most. And so I felt confident that I could get votes.
Well, this was a fun game to watch.
Wasn't fun.
I'm
to be
leaving.
part of.
And I'm probably gonna deactivate my Twitter account once I learn how to. So yeah.
I almost
bye,
said I
guys.
could help you, but I didn't want to make it seem like I want you to leave. But I can help.
Wow.
I've done it. I've done it many times. I can help you.
Bye, Dana.
Hi, Queen.
Bye,
Can
everyone.
you make her cameo appearance, please?
Please.
All right, I'm gonna end this YouTube stream. If you guys want to say bye to our 10 viewers.